Welcome back to Mass Effect. JC here. Once again, it's Codex time. Let's have a quick scan. I don't think there's... no, there is a primary, so I'm going to shut up. Get this done, and maybe I'll actually bother to edit it properly and raise the dude's voice. No guarantees. I am somewhat lazy.
Combat hard suit. Medigel is a common medicinal salve used by paramedics, EMTs, and military personnel. It combines several useful applications: a local anesthetic, disinfectant, and clotting agent all in one. Once applied, the gel is designed to grip tight to flesh until subjected to a frequency of ultrasound. It is sealable against liquids, most notably blood, as well as contaminants and gases. The gel is a genetically engineered bioplasm created by the CERTA Foundation, a medical technology megacorp based on Earth. Technically, Medigel violates Council laws against genetic engineering, but to date, it has proved far too useful to ban.
Well, there you go. Sometimes things are far too useful to go and ban them. Well, what we got? Some Turian stuff. Right. Turians. Culture. While Turians are individuals with personal desires, their instinct is to equate the self with the group and set aside personal desires for the good of all. I know a 40k race that is somewhat like that, except they're brainwashed to do it. Right. Turians are taught to have a strong self of personal accountability, the Turian honour that other races find so remarkable. Turians are taught to own every decision they make, good or ill. The worst sin they can make in the eyes of their people is to lie about their own actions. Turians who murder will try to get away with it, but if directly questioned, most will confess the crime. Interesting. They try and get away with it until they're caught, and then it's just like, alright. Turians have a strong inclination towards public service and self-sacrifice. So they tend to be poor entrepreneurs. Yep. To compensate, they accepted the mercantile Volus as a client race, offering protection in exchange for their fiscal expertise. They's good with money and trading, yo. The Turian military is the centre of their society. It's not just armed forces, and I'm going to say, son of a... Don't you just hate that? It's like, I'm going to sneeze. No, I'm not. Git. Centre of their society is not just an armed force, it is an all-encompassing public works organisation. The military police are also the civilian police. Or civil police. The fire brigades serve the civilian population as well as military facilities. The Corps of Engineering builds and maintains spaceports, schools, water purification plants, and power stations. The Merchant Marine ensure that all worlds get needed resources. Strangely, sort of something akin to a dictatorship gone right. Or a military dictatorship gone right. Very strange. Turian's military doctrine. Ah, lovely. Although they lack the brutality of the Krogan, the skill of the Asari, the virtuosity of the humans, the Turian military has formidable discipline. Officers and NCOs are lifters with years of field experience. I'm not entirely sure what the term is referring to. Maybe they got promoted up. Enlisted personnel are thoroughly trained and stay calm under fire. Turian units don't break. Even if their entire line collapses, they fall back in order, setting ambushes as they go. A popular saying holds, you only see a Turian's back once he's dead. True. Boot camp begins on the 15th birthday. Oh, that's a lovely birthday present. By the way, boom, boot camp. Soldiers receive a year of training before being assigned to a field unit. Officers train for even longer. Most serve until the age of 30, at which point they become part of the reserves. Even if they suffer injuries preventing frontline service, most do support work behind the lines. Biotics are uncommon. While admired for their exacting skills, Biotics' motives are not always fully trusted by the common soldier. Turians prefer to assign their Biotics to special teams called cabals. Yeah. What they don't is they don't trust the person with the special weird blue abilities. Command and control is decentralized and flexible. Individual squads can call for artillery and air support. They make extensive use of combat drones for light duties and practice combined arms. Infantry operates with armour supported by overhead gunships strategically. Strategically, they are methodical and patient and dislike risky operations. Well, if you spend that long training everyone, yeah, you don't want to exactly lose everyone. Tradition is important. Each legion has a full-time staff of historians who chronicle its battle honours in detail. The oldest have records dating back to the Turian Iron Age. If a legion is destroyed in battle, it is reconstituted rather than replaced. Right. The Turians recruit auxiliary units from conquered or absorbed minor races. Auxiliaries are generally light infantry or armoured cavalry units that screen and support the main Turian formations. At the conclusion of their service in the auxiliaries, recruits are granted Turian citizenship and then probably forced into more military because their citizens are... Yeah, yeah, that sounds like a bit of a raw deal to me, but... Right. How far we got? Oh, yeah. Well, we're still getting through the backlog. So we've caught up, and now we've got to get through the backlog. Citadel Security Services, or CSEC. Right. Citadel Security is a volunteer police service answering to the Citadel Council. The 200,000 constables of CSEC are responsible for maintaining public order in a densely populated citadel. They also provide pirate suppression, customs enforcement, and search and rescue throughout the Citadel cluster. Right. CSEC has 6 divisions. Enforcement. Uniformed officers who patrol the Citadel and respond to emergencies. Investigation. Detectives who puzzle out the truth behind crimes and bring perpetrators to justice. Customs. Screen the thousands of passengers and cargo containers that pass through the Citadel's ports every day. Network deals with cyber crimes like identity and copyright theft, hacking, and viral attacks, and illegal artificial intelligences. Yep. Special response deals with hostage situations, bombs, and heavily armed criminals. In the unlikely event that attackers board the Citadel, they are also the front line of defense, armed with military-grade equipment. Troll. Naval arm. With ships stationed throughout the Citadel cluster. Unlike the other divisions, they are rarely seen at the Citadel, nor do they stay in one place long. Joining CSEC is prestigious. Applications must be sponsored by a Citadel councillor or the ambassador of an associate council race. Generally, applicants have many years of distinguished service in the military or police forces of their nation, but an inexperienced applicant with demonstrable talent will be fairly considered. CSEC and the Spectres are often at odds. Many CSEC members, notably current executor Venari Palin, the name was probably said right near the beginning of the game, but I'm shit, I can't remember it, believe that allowing Spectres to be above the law is a dangerous practice. The actions of Seren Arteris need credence to this position. Spectres, in turn, are aggravated when C6's dedication to procedure and due process hampers their investigation. We don't like you being above the law, and the other lot are like, we hate it when you get in our way. Citadel Station. The Presidium Ring, which is that bit there. That's there. I think these are the wards. I think. They'll probably say. There you go. Presidium Ring. The ring is an enclosed loop of park-like space, serving as the connection point for the wards. Probably is that bit. Yeah. The interior walls are lined with the embassies of influential species and private residences for the galaxy's elite. Okay. The Presidium is full of open-air restaurants, bars, and luxurious meeting areas. Gravity is about 1/3 Earth normal. A holographic sky is projected over the ceiling of the ring. Unlike the 24/7 bustle of the wars, the Presidium maintains a 20-hour day cycle with a 6-hour night where lights are dimmed and the sky goes through a night cycle. Oh, isn't that cute? Why bother? Offices and residents are often open to the interior. It is not unusual for embassies to have no exterior wall at all. It does not cause a crime problem due to the heavy CSEC presence and ubiquitous monitoring devices on the Presidium. Thieves are quickly identified and apprehended. The ring is the location of the Citadel's spaceports, being closer to the center of the spin. Yep. Yeah. There is less motion for a ship to match, and the reduced spin gravity makes handling cargo easier. Hundreds of ships pass through the Citadel every day, and every species with an embassy is granted a private dock. The tower at the center of the ring holds the administration of the Citadel Council. The tower rises over a kilometer from the ring, appearing to thrust forwards parallel to the ward arms. As the tower is at the center of the spin axis, it experiences little centrifugal force. Gravity is maintained using mass effect fields at a 90-degree angle to the ring. Yep. There's the tower. Because it's at the center of the spin, they have to use artificial gravity. Right. Castle dock can be found at the base of the tower, while normally used for diplomatic couriers and Spectre business. The shuttles docked here can evacuate the council government in an emergency if they get enough time. Yeah, that's all of that area. These are the wards, as far as I can tell. The Serpent Nebula, where the station currently exists. Right. The Citadel is surrounded by a blue-tinted reflection nebula. Right. The light of the nebula is actually light from the Citadel, scattered and reflected back at the station. Interesting. At first, the Serpent Nebula was assumed to be made of microscopic construction debris. Prevailing theory holds that the Protheans used molecular nanotechnology to manufacture the incredibly durable materials used in the Citadel. But unlike other nebulae, the Serpent does not dissipate over time. Therefore, it must be replenished constantly. Yeah. What? Space magic. The current popular theory is that the non-recyclable waste collected by the Citadel's keepers is somehow rendered down to the atomic or molecular level and ejected into the cloud. Well, that's one way of dealing with your non-recyclable rubbish. Atomize it and blast it into the nebula. The thick nebula presents a navigation hazard. Beyond the relatively clear area around the Citadel, electrical discharges are common. These are not blocked by kinetic barriers and can severely damage metal-framed starships. In addition, some dense knots of dust can overwhelm the repulsion of kinetic barriers on smaller ships. If such a vessel is moving fast enough at the time, the effects are similar to being hit by a sandblaster. There goes the outside of your ship. Attempting to reach the Citadel through open space navigation is unadvisable. The only safe approach is through the various mass relays that orbit it. Oh, Citadel Station. Statistics. Although the Citadel is equipped with Mass Effect generating Element 0 cores, most of the gravity on the station is generated by the centrifugal force of rotation. Rotation, 3.5 minutes per revolution. Rotational gravity in wards, 1.02 Earth. That's rotational. Rotational gravity in Presidium, 0.3 Earth. Total length, open, because the wards can fold in. Total length open, 44.7 kilometers. Diameter open, 12.8 kilometers. Ward length, 43.6 kilometers. Ward width, 330 meters. Presidium ring diameter, 7.2 kilometers. Presidium ring width, 553 meters. Exterior armor thickness, 13 meters. Population, 13.2 million, not including keepers. Gross weight, 7.11 billion metric tons. Height of the Presidium Tower, 1,047 meters. Isn't that nice? Citadel stations. Wards. Now we're on to the wards. This is the bit around the outside. Right. The majority of the Citadel's population live in the wards. The 5 massive arms of the station that house the residential and commercial districts. Many galactic races have established cultural enclaves here. Population density and cost of living are extremely high, akin to Earth cities such as Hong Kong and Singapore. So they cram them in. The wards are open-topped, with skyscrapers rising from the superstructure. Towers are sealed against vacuum as the breathable atmosphere envelope is only maintained to a height of about 7 meters. The atmosphere is contained by the centrifugal force of rotation and a membrane of dense, colourless sulfur hexafluoride gas. Dear God, stop making me do really weird words. I can't read them properly. That's because I've never come across that word before. Held in place by carefully managed Mass Effect field. Of course, there's a Mass Effect field involved. If you want to hold something invisibly, it's a Mass Effect field. Space magic. Ah. Right. The view from the ward is spectacular. In the background, stars, Serpent Nebula, and the nearby blue giant called the Widow move across the sky as the station rotates to stabilize itself. In the foreground, the lights of buildings and vehicles on the opposite ward arms perpetually shine. Yep. The Citadel has no real day or night, while the station keeps to standard galactic time for political functions. Businesses rarely close and residents acclimate to sleep and work according to personal need rather than a day-night cycle. Right. Additions and modifications are constantly being constructed, but they must stay within certain specifications that will not compromise the operation of the station. Occasionally, the keepers will descend on an area of the ward and move or change the architecture without explanation. Residents have learnt to live with these inexplicable intrusions. Right, last one. Oh, thank God it's short. Right. Trying to figure out how to say that word. So the Treaty of Ericsson. Right. Due to the destructive potential of dreadnoughts, the Council races agreed at the Ericsson Naval Conference to fix a ratio of dreadnought construction between themselves. At the top of the pyramid is the peacekeeping Turian fleet. Below the Turians are the other Council races, currently the Asari and the Solarians. Council associate races are at the bottom. The Human Systems Alliance is part of this last group. The ratio of Turian to Council to associate dreadnoughts is 5 to 3 to 1. So for every dreadnought the Systems Alliance has, the Turians have 5. I think. Yeah. Wait. It would have helped if I just read on a little bit further. For every dreadnought humans are permitted to build, the Asari have 3, the Turians have 5. It helps if I read, yo. Right. How many more categories we've got to get through? 1, 2, 3, 4 more categories. 4, 5. 5 more categories. Okay. Oh look, timeline. That'll be interesting to read through. Oish. Yeah, I've got to come in here and I've got to remember human diplomatic relations is the first one I need to... Well, it will pop up when I open it up, so... There we go. That is it for this set of the Codex episode. I've got a lot of rendering to do because all the previous 3 episodes need to be rendered as well at this point. I'm also very hungry and my voice is giving out. So, on that note, thank you for watching. Until next time, this is JC, out.